The Bartlett is consistently ranked the highest in Europe and the UK and among the highest in the world for architecture and the built environment. Your students are known for creating these highly detailed, colorful illustrations with big ideas. But how do you create those drawings for your own simple concepts? What softwares do they use? Do they model everything? So in this video, I am going to attempt to recreate that style using an inspiration image for my own project using Sketchup, Illustrator, and Photoshop. And let's begin! Now, by watching this video, you'll understand the practical means of creating these illustrations, the softwares that I use, and the techniques, but you need to understand that drawings are narratives, and your drawings, they cannot just be purely descriptive plans, elevations, sections, or perspectives. Your drawings need to move from being basic communication to a tool with a strong narrative content. An example of this would be Zaha Hadid. If you think about her drawings, they are iconic. What you probably didn't know about her drawings is that she started most of them with essays, looking at different master plans, doing research, exploring perspectives, and proposals. Her drawings are characterized by dynamism and the future of 89 degrees, and that's her narrative. Drawings can also be a political act, much like the UCL drawings and the illustration presented in this video. So we were tasked with creating an intervention on the high street that responds to a climate change issue, and I chose fast fashion. So my intervention is in the form of a DIY fashion workshop that brings the community together and starts up the conversation on fast fashion and its impact on our environment. It also has a small DIY workshop for sewing, donating, swapping your clothes, as well as a multi-level hangout space and a small activism space. So my aim with this illustration is to communicate the impact of fast fashion and what can we do about it as architects. I'm not gonna lie, coloring your shapes using Illustrator is kind of a long process, but you can export it from SketchUp with the colors if you change some of the settings in the hidden line style. But because of my model, some of the buildings were SketchUp warehouse buildings, so they were not modeled properly, and coloring them or using materials would have taken me a lot longer, and I kinda enjoy doing it in Illustrator. It feels like a relaxing adult coloring book. And I also paid close attention to shadows, so for example, certain areas of the building would be a little bit darker. So once you've colored in everything, I'm going to copy and paste that into Photoshop because I find it way easier for myself to control the layers and the things that I want to put on it. Illustrator is using vector-based line, so it consumes a lot of memory. Switching over to Photoshop makes it a lot easier for me. And when I do paste it, I'm gonna paste it as a smart object so that the quality is still the same. And if you've seen any of my previous videos, because it's a smart object, you can go back into Illustrator, edit anything, and it will automatically change in Photoshop, which is awesome. I wanna add some texture to certain areas just to make it a bit more interesting. So using the magic wand tool, I'm going to right click and go into color range and then select different areas and apply patterns. And the great thing about using Illustrator is all of the colors are really high quality, so color range will select all of the colors perfectly. And then I can add a pattern. So in this case, the workshop was from rammed earth, keeping in mind the sun direction and shadows, making some textures lighter in opacity. I found this cloud illustration from a website that I'll have linked in the description. It's a great website that has a lot of free vector-based work that you can add to your illustration just to fill up the sky a little bit, and I always find it so difficult to add clouds. I don't know if I'm the only one, but because in real life they're just so random and I like to control everything, so my mind is like, where do I put this? As you can see by the video. And anything that I find as a vector-based file, I'll open it, copy and paste it into Photoshop as smart objects. So as you can see, I'm adding people. Now these people, you can download them, you can find them online, you can buy them from different websites. But if you can't find anything that you like, you can easily take an image off of Google as regular JPEG and then you can trace it. And if you click on image trace, there's a lot of settings that you can choose which controls how many lines and shapes you want and the colors. It's so easy, and now it turned it into a vector based and I can use it. Using the white arrow, I can get rid of all of the white spaces and then delete any of the shadows because my illustration is going to be a little bit flat. There isn't actual shadow on the floor, so I will be deleting the shadows and then copy and paste it into Photoshop. And I find that this is such a nice way because for this specific illustration about fast fashion, I needed people to be shopping. And it was kind of difficult to find those kind of people on different websites, so this is just an easy way of doing it. And I'm also going to add a sun behind the building, and it's such a simple sun. I love this sun so much. It's just a circle that's yellow, and I'm going to put it behind everything using a clip-in mask. I'm also going to add some grass over the roof because it is a green roof. Mind my selection, I should have made it really small. I don't know what I was doing. But once you add the pattern, you can then use a grass brush to erase some of the areas and make it look more natural. A lot of those UCL illustrations that you see, they're really busy with a lot of things happening, and usually the skies is full with something falling out of the sky. So in this case, I'm using drones as a way of transporting the clothing items from one house to another. This is kind of a futuristic idea. Imagine everyone having drones, group them, and then using different levels and hues and saturation to control the colors a little bit, make it more pastel so that it fits with the rest of the illustration. At this point, they look like bees around the illustration, but I'm not mad. So the inspiration illustration also had different banners. So going back to Illustrator, I found these banners from the same website, and I'm going to copy only one of the triangles and copy and paste that into a new Photoshop file as a smart object. I can then go and define it as a brush, and even though it's blue, it will take the color as whatever brush that you use. So if you're using pink, it will be pink. If you're using green, it will be green. So if I go to brush options, I can change the spacing, so then I can create my own banner. I know I could have used any of the banners that were already in the Illustrator files, but they didn't speak to me. They didn't have my color palette. And if you paint using Shift, you can create a straight line. After I merge all of the layers, I now have a banner that I can rotate and fit that into perspective really nicely. And I'm also gonna add a different banner between these buildings that says act sensibly, because you should act sensibly when you're buying stuff. And this is the final illustration. I'm really happy with it, even though my rationalist mind was telling me not to add more stuff. Although all of the UCL illustrations are extremely busy, they are highly detailed. So the next time I'm gonna recreate a UCL, I'm gonna put my mind aside and try to add as many things as possible just to see how it will look visually, even though it might not practically work. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The PDF for this illustration is in the description box if you want to download it and try it for yourself. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Risha Shururu, and I will see you next time.